J. Cole apologized to Kendrick for the diss record and said it was the lamest thing he has ever done.
It's one part of that shit that make me feel like, man, that's the lamest shit I ever did in my fucking life, right? And I know this is not what a lot of people want to hear. I know I can hear my niggas up there right now like, nah, don't do that. But I got to keep it 100 with y'all, right? I damn near had a relapse, right? Because y'all heard some shit that happened 3 weeks ago, however long it was. Y'all heard that bazooka that was dropped on the motherfucking game, right? So all of this time of me moving on my own accord, for the first time I was tested. Why am I tested? Because I got the world and I got my niggas like, what you gonna do, Cole? My niggas like, boy, I must have had 1,000 missed calls. Oh my fucking God. Text flooded, I couldn't even answer my shit. Nigga, it's wartime, boom, boom, right? Niggas wanna see blood. And I was conflicted because, one, I know my heart, you know what I mean? And like, I know how I feel about my peers, these two niggas that I just been blessed to even stand beside in this game, let alone chase their greatness, right? So I felt conflicted because I'm like, bro, I know I don't really feel no way, but the world want to see blood. I don't know if y'all can feel that, but the world want to see blood. So I say all of that to say, in my spirit of trying to like get this music out, I ain't gonna lie to y'all, I moved in a way that I feel spiritually feel bad on me. Like I try to like jab my nigga back and I try to keep it friendly, but at the end of the day, when I listen to it and when it comes out and I see the talk, that shit don't sit right with my spirit. That shit make me feel, that shit disrupts my fucking peace.
What up, world? Your boy Charles Brown back again talking facts. Hit the like button, hit the subscribe, hit the notification bell. So listen, I did a video about 2 days ago. And in my video, I said J. Cole did not want to diss Kendrick. J. Cole heart did not want to diss Kendrick. I said that in the video. The entire video, I broke down that this was not a good look for J. Cole because he didn't want nothing to do with it. He admires this man. He admires this man. He looks up to this man. He made a whole diss record with forced punchlines that he doesn't believe. Forced narratives that weren't true. And the energy of a child that is doing something that they know is wrong. I am going to go right now and be very, very real with you as a fan of hip hop, right? And I'm going to get into all the psychological reasons why this happened. But as a fan of hip hop, this may be the lamest thing that has ever happened in hip hop. It may literally be the lamest thing. And there have been a lot of lame things. I have no problem with J. Cole, the rapper. But J. Cole, the rapper, and J. Cole, the human cannot coexist. And I'm going to tell you why. Because the J. Cole, the rapper, wants to be this raw body, kill, eat. J. Cole, the human, can't do none of those things as the human he's trying to become. They can't coexist because one has to be heartless and one cannot be heartless. And you can't do both. We're going to break down the whole situation of what's going on. First of all, I'm going to be 100% honest with you. There is no big three is done. The big three is over. We can't even talk about no big three, which is something J. Cole himself made up in the first place. We can't even talk about the big three no more. It's no big three. It's just Big Kendrick at this point. Because you got one dude over here, won't say a word about him. He just memeing everybody. And you got another dude that did a diss record and pulled it back within 2 days, saying he's removing it from all streaming services, right? And this is what they say about these new rappers. They want to say, yo, these new rappers, this and that. And when you try to defend, you got one, you either get overly drilled. They killing everybody from the bodega down to the daggone a shoe store, to the liquor store, gun store. Everybody's killing everybody, or they overly emotional and emo, right? It's no middle ground, right? So you take this moment in hip hop and you rewind it and say, what did I just see? What did I just see? And I'm just trying to be honest because I like J. Cole as a rapper. I like J. Cole as a person. But at the same time, you always had this undercurrent of someone feeling inferior, someone feeling like they don't belong, someone feeling like they're not giving me my props. So now I gotta take my props. You're not giving me. Someone always feeling like, and even in that apology, you heard somebody who feels like, oh, these three, I get to be blessed to be in the presence of these two rappers. That da 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 da. You cannot be the great. You cannot be the GOAT. Telling everybody how much better these two dudes are than you. You cannot be the GOAT. Telling us that over and over. I'm just trying to, even on the diss record, he said, I was behind, and now I finally got up, I caught up. Dude, you've been chasing this guy. Every verse that comes out has something to do with this guy and that guy. You on stage with Drake telling him he's the greatest rapper ever. Then you trying to low-key keep friends with Kendrick at the same time. You let everybody gas you up. And I said on my other video, I said, this dude did this for two reasons. One, everybody was calling him, telling him you got to do it. And for two, the real reason nobody's talking about, it was to push that album. He said it on the apology. I got out of character. I did some things I didn't want to do. But he also alluded to, I got an album to drop. That was a business move, bro. Now the album did its numbers. He can remove it now. It did more numbers than everything on the album. So now the album dropped. He can remove it now and let the album be what it is. I didn't even hear the rest of the music. Because I kept hearing this song. To me, I can never put J. Cole in any conversation about top 10 or top 20. And I'm just going to be honest. I don't know what to tell you. But I feel like a whole legacy can be made, right? Look at Cannabis. Cannabis came out, and I want to say a hot year and a half. Cannabis did nothing but body verses. He was bodying everybody on their own track. Cannabis became, they labeled him rap's next king in the Source before he even had an album. He made a legacy off about 3 or 4 freestyles. Let's just be honest. A hot summer. Cannabis was killing everybody. Before him and LL got into the beef, even after he got into the beef, and when he did second round knockout, Cannabis was Cannabis, right? And that made his legacy. Now, we don't have much else after that from Cannabis. And we still say Cannabis, one of the greatest spitters ever, off of one hot year. So your legacy can be made off of one hot year. Cole has had a couple hot years, a bunch of hot verses. And now we talking about greatest of all time. I was saying that, hold on. I was saying he belongs in that talk of top 10. I was shifting people around. I was like, oh, okay, my top 10 got to kind of shift now. I got to be a top 12, and I got to move some people around because I got to put Kendrick and Cole in there just for what they do to the game, right? I'm more of a Kendrick. I relate to Kendrick more, but just for what Cole does, he's just a natural backpack. Make his own beats. He write his own stuff. Just a straight up, this is like I said before, he's a dude you see at the open mic, right? And he finally made it big. So you gotta, for a dude to be that humble and that pure hip hop, you gotta put him in there. For him to do the numbers he does, and for him to have the fans he has, for him to be where he's at, just doing straight rhyming, you have to put him in there. But I'm gonna be honest, I gotta take him out. Yes, off of one move, because the move is so ridiculous. Listen, this is hip hop, people. I knew before he dropped it that he shouldn't have dropped it. I was saying for the entire 2 weeks leading up to him dropping that, I said, I hope Cole don't respond. Because for one, his heart ain't in it. He don't want to diss this dude. He has nothing against Kendrick, and he not going to have nothing good to say. And everything he said, it was manufactured. I'm going to tell you what Cole did. Cole wrote down the cliff notes of what his boys were saying. Because he don't believe none of that. He came out 2 days later and told you it was all bull. So he don't believe nothing he said in that song. Absolutely not. Yeah, he may have his little, all right, this dude, he not spitting as much. He might got his little, everybody got little stuff, right? He might have little things that he feel about Kendrick. All right, dude, come on, man. You could be writing right now. You're not really, where you at, bro? You might be texting him, where you at, bro? Like, 2 years, we still waiting, right? But at the end of the day, he also doesn't understand that when you have these feelings about stuff, you have to really be involved from the heart with these things, or they're going to come off contrived. When you're saying stuff like, that last album was tragic, or you're saying stuff like sleepy music, which is what they say J. Cole music, what they were saying J. Cole music and sleepy music for the last 5-6 years. When you're saying stuff like he fell off, right? I could divide, like you're hitting them with the Jay-Z lines like this is takeover. It's not takeover because you apologized 2 days later. So when I'm looking at this whole situation, right? I have never seen a battle end in 2 days where one dude spit his verse. He took on two dudes. One of the dudes haven't wrote a rap yet that we heard. They got the AI version out. We heard an AI spitting that was hard, but it wasn't Drake. And another dude comes back in 2 weeks with a contrived disc that he throws on the beginning of his album for streams. And then 2 days later at the Dreamville Fest, when it's time to perform, he gonna sit down on the mic on the podium and tell dudes, my spirit ain't right. I ain't feel right about this. Y'all feel Kendrick is the best rapper? Y'all say he ain't amazing? You knew that 2 days ago. You knew that 2 weeks ago. And now, so a lot of people trying to make it like, oh, he being a bigger man. He's showing grace. He's trying to show that he can mature. How you gonna mature in 2 days? Hold up. Let me just say this, bro. And like, again, I'm not gonna, I get everybody else. I gotta get them. I get Kanye. I get Drake. I get Meek Mill. Everybody when they goose. I get Talib Kweli. I get them when they do something crazy. I get them, right? I gotta keep it 100. I gotta keep. This might be literally the lamest thing. I think J. Cole gonna have a tough time coming back with them verses about being Muhammad Ali and all this stuff like that. First person shooter video gonna hit a little different now. That same guy is not this guy. And I might even go so far as to say he gonna have a tough time performing for a couple months because all of that bravado is out the window when you stand up and you tell everybody, I just dissed a man that I really didn't want to diss, and I really think he's better than me. He's the greatest rapper in the world. And I put a lame ass diss record out, and I'm gonna tell you what really, really happened. Even beyond all of that, I'm gonna tell you what really happened. Him not wanting to do it is one thing, right? Him not wanting to do it is not in his heart, it's not in his spirit, is one thing. But what really happened, and he said it in the apology, he said the narratives that people, the talk, listen to it, what people were saying about what he said is why we got this apology. Because it hit the internet and it didn't bounce back right. A lot of people was like, how you gonna say K died? Out of everything you could have said, how you gonna say he fell off? And how you gonna say To Pimp a Butterfly, which is Black National Anthem, right? You trying to say that album is due, right? You trying to say that's doo-doo? That album? You could have said anything but that. The problem is the people wasn't in agreement. His fans wanted them to say just anything. So they're gonna be like, yeah, Cole. But the most people in the real world was like, dog, you're not making no sense. But I just told you, he got the cliff notes. He wrote down what they told him was how to diss him. This damn near Benzino and Eminem. I got some lines and he gave me some lines, right? Because that's not what he feels. Then they got the picture after Grammys. Then they got the picture of him at the Grammys. He got the Grammys ain't them crackers ain't never do nothing for me. They got the picture with him at the Grammys with some white lady holding. I don't know who was his mom. I don't know who it was, right? But you saying you call them crackers and da-da-da, but you're at the Grammys, right? So the simple fact of the matter is, it all looks contradictory to who you are. And you had a bad 2 days, and it all came back to focus. Well, I could have told you 2 days ago, don't drop this record. And even with all of that being said, even if you felt bad about it, even if you this and that and the third, at some point, some of that had to be in your heart. You're a battle rapper, so can't nobody make you write this stuff. So some of that, you had to feel some of that. And at the end of the day, you can't keep telling us how you're gonna rip the arms off of dudes if they come. Like you doing finishing moves on any rapper that come. And then when this guy comes, right? It's like the biggest bully in the room is a bully to the real bully come, right? This guy looking like Voltron. He looking like Dracula right now. It's like Kendrick is off into the dark, just waiting. Like it's like dudes. It's like a horror movie. Like you in the house scared of this dude. He don't even gotta respond. Cole like I'm gonna take it on the chin. Why? You knocked yourself out. You literally knocked yourself out. He don't gotta swing. You went into a song about love right after you apologized to this dude. He don't gotta swing now. It looked lame. It looked lame swinging at you. I don't know what I just saw, but I told you days ago that that's how he felt. You should have never did the diss record. If you're not this big, bad, tough wolf rapper, then stop pretending to be. Right? There's a lane for you. There's a whole emo lane. You don't hear these dudes, these emo rappers with all this auto-tune? Do something else then. You got one foot in that anyway. So this is what I'm saying, bro. The hip-hop heads that really love this music and love this culture, we can handle a diss record, bro. Your whole spirit ain't crumbled in the dirt. You ain't the devil's angel just because you did a diss song. It's just a diss song, bro. It ain't that deep. It ain't that deep as you making it. I'm going to tell you why it feels deep, because the fans didn't ride with him on it. His own fans, yeah, but they're going to ride with him on anything. Hip-hop itself did not agree with this record. And most of them said he didn't have enough energy, and a lot of the bars was contradictory and false. And that narrative was very pervasive, and he read it. He read it. He went online, he saw what the temperature was, and it wasn't a good temperature at all. I'm just going to be honest. The temperature was bad. A lot of people was like, this joint is weak and it's trash. Which at first I was like, I'm going to give him credit. It's some good lines. It is some good lines. It's not a bad song, but he needed to deliver it better, and he didn't. Because you can't deliver a song to a man that you're not mad at. You can't make a good diss record to a man you're not mad at, because you're going to start making up stuff that ain't true. Now, we all understand Kendrick don't care about the friendship no more. Kendrick is like, whatever. And Kendrick didn't even really diss him at all. I keep asking people, tell me where he dissed him. Where did he diss J. Cole? Literally diss J. Cole. You could tell me he dissing Drake all over the joint. Where did he diss J. Cole to warrant a full-on 2-verse response with the hook dissing him too? Where did he do that? Where was his problem? Like, what did he do? But I'm gonna say this, man. J. Cole career is in jeopardy. I'm not talking about selling records, because he could sell records to the end of time. I'm talking about in hip-hop itself, when they write the book and close it up, J. Cole career gonna look crazy. Because he talked tough for 5-6 years about what he can do to rappers. And then when the rapper came in the room, right? When the rapper came in the room. I'm not talking about Drake. I'm talking about the rapper that wants any smoke, all smoke. What's up? When he came at the room and threw a light jab, it looked like Cole got gassed up by his homies, wrote this joint, dropped it, reaped the benefits, and then snatched it back and apologized like, I'm sorry, bro. You can say it's being mature. You can say all of that, but this ain't that, because you're supposed to be mature before you do it. He would have been more, I would have had more respect if he ain't put nothing out. And I said it on the last video 2 days ago. I said he shouldn't have put nothing out. I would have had more respect. Right now, I can't respect this. I don't respect it. And the simple fact of the matter is, as a spitter, either I'm going to spit and stand on it or I don't. Where we get to this point that you don't got to stand on nothing no more. It's to the point you can just do something and just apologize. Even when they try to cancel you, you just apologize and you just keep working, bro. Just keep working. And it's all good. Nothing happens. So I'm gonna leave it at this. I don't know where J. Cole's career is. I don't know. And it's not about forgiving him. I can never forget this. This is super lame. And I want to give him the benefit of the doubt. And I'm going to let him just do your job. But I just need everybody to know, and I need Cole to know, this might be the lamest thing that's ever happened in rap. Just going to be honest with you. You can't defend it. Don't get in my comments trying to defend it. I'll respond. But you're going to sound crazy trying to make this into something positive about hip-hop, because it's not positive. And I said on the other video, it's not good for hip-hop if the dudes that's involved don't even want to do it. If he don't want to diss him, then what's good about it? If you're going to apologize 2 days later and now his whole fan base is crushed. You have officially made Kendrick Lamar the greatest of all times. You have officially made Drake on the clock, but Drake don't even need to respond, and he probably won't because he's scared too. These dudes are scared. Drake supposed to had a response up a week ago, but he's scared. I'm just keeping it a buck. So what we're going to need to do, and there's nothing wrong with being scared, but what we need to do right now is understand that Cole just ruined all that tough talk that he was doing. It's over. It's over. You can't come back from this. I don't want to hear no tough rap verses. You're going to have to take a good 3 years of spinning regular verses and basically defending this move to even get back to a point where we can start putting you in a serious conversation for hip hop, because we know you're going to fold when it come down. And this is literally the definition of folding. It is what it is, man. Listen, sorry if it offends you, but this is pretty much, he said it out his own mouth. This is super lame, bro. And I'm gonna leave it at that. CLBMG. Let me know what you think in the comments. I'm gonna catch y'all on the flip. Peace.
CLB.